Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to create this gorgeous Siwa bracelet. This was created by Gabrielle and her Instagram handle is garamanic_cosplays. I will link it here, but I'll also put it down below so you can go to her page, check out her designs and upcoming designs. She has a lot of them that I love, and you'll definitely be seeing more in the future. This is actually the second tutorial that I am doing for her. I love that there's so many possibilities with this one. All you have to do is change where and how you lay the colors, and you get a little bit of a different look. So I'm going to just be doing this version today, but I'll give you tips if you like some of the other ways. So I'm just going to be using one loom set. You will need an extension if that's all that you're using. And I'm not going to show that at the end of the video, but if you need pointers on how to make one, I will link that video down below as well. So for today, you will need 105 bands. The breakdown is 28 of this white, 22 of this navy blue, 12 of this turquoise that sits in here, and 20 of the green. You will need approximately 23 extension bands. You'll need one C-clip and your hook, and I'm going to show you guys the loom setup. To get started, you're going to need to have at least 5 bars, and you're going to have them in a normal staggered setup. If you want to avoid an extension, though, you will need to connect another 5 right in front of this one. No matter what size you make, the great thing about this design is no matter where you stop on the loom, our looms will look identical when we get a loop. Normally, I have to tell you a specific spot to go down to so that you can follow along with me, and that's not the case in today's video, which I love. Alrighty, so the first thing we are going to do is choose the white that sits right here on the side. So we're going to lay one in the middle for closing it later, and then we will go diagonal left and right. We're going to keep that color to the side for right now, and we're going to choose the color that sits in the middle. Sometimes I do like to choose just the same color I'm using here, and then other times I like to change it. So I'm going to use this turquoise jelly, and we're going to lay that going straight. Once again, we're going to change the color. And I'm going to go to the green now. So for the green, we're going to be laying a long stretched horizontal band from the center pin out to the sides. So you lay it from the left and then to the right, like that. Push that down a little, and then we'll go back to this second color, which is the turquoise, and we will lay that straight. And we'll go back to the green again. So from this next center pin, we will lay the long stretched horizontal to the outer pins. Now, if you liked one of the other color combination schemes, like this one, the green bands I'm laying right now are all of these. So if you like this look of changing the colors, you're just going to use a different color for every row. So you would just alternate these. If you like this version, I only alternated 2 colors right here. It's very easy to change it up, and there's a lot of possibilities that you can do with this design. So after you laid your horizontals, you go back to laying your straight in the middle, and then the long horizontals again. And we alternate these 2 steps going down the loom. If you are using 2 loom setups, I personally couldn't go all the way down to the end of the loom. The bracelet was coming out way too big. So I only laid 21 of these green horizontal bands. And then you just continue following my same instructions from there. And for just one loom setup, there will only be 11. And I'm talking about this being one row. So this is 1, 2, 3, and so forth. So we're just going to keep alternating these 2 steps down the loom. Once I've laid 11 sets, I will show you what we're going to do next. And we will end with the horizontal bands, not the straight middle. And I'll show you exactly what I mean once I get down here. So I've laid 11. You can see that I don't have a straight one going past my 11th horizontal bands. That's how it should look for you as well. So regardless of how many you laid, if you have a bigger wrist, You just go down as far as you think you need to. Just don't lay one of the straight ones after that, and our looms will be identical. So we will come back to the beginning of the loom, and we're going to choose our next color. We're actually going to go back to the very first color, so the white, and that's just going to be, again, the bands that sit right here. So we're just going to basically finish laying what we started in the beginning. We're going to go straight down the loom. So I ordered the premium bands that are now on Rainbow Loom's website, and according to me, they're new. I don't know how long they've been on there. I just realized it. I got them in the mail yesterday, and I love them. You know how these bands are really, really stretchy, which is okay, but sometimes you want a little bit of a tighter band, and they're black specifically, their regular black are really, they're just bad. They're thin, they break. Well, the premium, they have black, white, excuse me, black, white, banana peel. There might be other colors, but I got a couple of them, and they're really good. Really tight, thick, and very sturdy. So if you guys are interested, I definitely recommend checking them out. I think a lot of people are going to love them. So back to the bracelet. Once you lay your last white band that overlaps your last horizontal, see, that's my last row. I just laid a white on top of it. Once you lay that, you will bring it in to connect to the middle. So you're going to do that exact same thing on the left side. Go ahead and get this laid all the way down and then bring it in once you reach the end, and I'll show you what we're going to do next. So once you have them both done, and we're still down here, we're just going to go ahead and grab that color that we were using for the straight center band, and now we can lay it. Because we had to wait for the white to be laid before we could actually finish that center off. So don't forget to lay that once you're done. And then push them down a little bit, come back to the beginning. We're going to lay our last color, which is going to be my navy blue on this one. So all we're going to be doing is laying some V's. So from the center pin right here, we're just going to go out to the left and the right. That's the second pin down, by the way. And that V is what we're going to do on all of the rows in the middle except the last one. But I just want to show you, if you wanted to do a color scheme like this one here, this is a little bit trickier. So what you have to look at, you have to look at whatever color is in front of the V that you're going to be laying. So for example, if I wanted that color scheme here, and I wanted this band to match my rows, act like this one here is pink, I would need to lay this V band here pink. For me at least, it's almost like you want to lay whatever color's right under it, like you want to match that, but that would be wrong. This V has to match whatever horizontals are in front of it. So then if I lay my next one, I would need this V here to match this one. So hopefully that's not too confusing. I don't want to harp on it too much and, you know, drag it out. But I wanted to at least give you some pointers in case you wanted to play around with that. But there's a lot of possibilities. I'm sure people will definitely be playing around with that. So as I mentioned briefly, we are going to lay these down the loom, but we will not lay it on the last pins that are capable of it being laid on. And I will show you what that looks like once I reach it. I just laid my last one. You can see that we clearly have enough room to lay another one right there, but we're not going to do that. It ends up just being too loose and messy at the end, so I just decided not to lay that one. So once you do that, you can go through and push them down a little bit, and we're going to turn our loom around, and we're going to grab one more of the white band or whatever color you used where my white is. We're going to wrap a regular cap band around the middle too. Or the middle pin, sorry, and we'll be ready to start the looping. So to start looping, we're going to go into this cap band right here, grab the top band, which is my center turquoise, just going to loop it forward. And now we're going to go into that center band that we just created, and we're going to loop out the green from the center. So they're not going to be going back to themselves. You're going to grab the top one out of the horizontal green, and you're going to be bringing it diagonal up to the closest pin to the left. Go back in, grab the next horizontal green and bring that diagonal to the closest right one. Now we're going to loop the outer part of that same band. So I'm going to grab the left side of that green and bring it to the middle. Repeat on the right side. My stomach is growling, sorry. And bring it to the middle. Push it down a little bit. We're going to go back into the center and loop the bottom band, which is my straight turquoise, and loop it up. And now we have to loop the blue. They're just going to be looped down back to themselves. So grab the top one and loop that down to the left. And go back in and loop the right one down to itself. Once you loop those blues down, we have to flip over this green band right here. It's the second band down on this pin. So this one right here, you're just going to flip that over on both pins. So again, that was the second band down. And now we're ready to start that all over again. So we're going to come up to the center pin here. And we're going to start by looping out our horizontal green. The first one is going to go diagonal to the left. Oh, sorry about that. I'm getting all kinds of caught in my pin. Do the right side. We're going to loop from the outsides now. So we're going to grab this one over here, swing it over, and connect it to the middle. Grab the right one, swing it to the middle. We're going to go down into that same pin and grab the very bottom turquoise, loop it forward. We're going to loop our blue. They will go diagonally down. After I do that, I do like to push it down because I do lose them sometimes when I flip the green band over. And we're going to go ahead and flip the second band down. I cannot believe how much my stomach is growling. Oh, it's so loud. Okay, so we're going to keep alternating these steps. So we'll go back to looping the horizontal bands. So the first one goes diagonal to the left and diagonal to the right. Loop the outer green to the middle. We're going to loop the very bottom center band forward. And then we will loop our navy blue back to itself. You technically could wait until you have all of these looped and then go back and flip all of these greens at once. But I just found it a little quicker to just do it as we go. So I do it at the same time. Because we will have another step to do after all of this is done. So after you flip the green, we need to repeat that. So again, we're going to loop our horizontal green from the center. We're going to loop from the outside to the middle. We'll go into the center pin and loop the bottom band forward. And loop our navy blue down. Don't forget to flip your second band over if you're doing it right now. We're going to do that all over again. So I looped my horizontal out from the center, and now I'm looping the outer ones into the middle. Looping the bottom band in the center forward. And looping the blue back to itself. I'm going to back up here and flip my, I don't know why I said back up, but we're going to grab the second band and flip it. So hopefully you guys find this easy to do. It's very fast to make. That's why I was able to make so many of them, because it's a quick one. Which is really good for me because I have a lot going on lately, and especially with summer break starting, it's going to start being much harder for me to film because it's not going to be an empty, quiet house. And that can be challenging. See, I almost forgot to flip my greens, which would have been fine. But I just want to get it done now so I don't accidentally leave any unflipped. So go ahead and keep getting these done. I'm probably going to fast forward this a little bit, but just keep doing these steps until you get to the top of the loom. And then I will show you what we're going to do next. I'm just hopping back on here to do the very last section with you. I just finished this row right here. I flipped my green and I'm ready to start the very last section with my green. So we're going to do the horizontal band the same way, looping it diagonally out and then looping the outer part into the middle. And then we will finish this part off by just looping the very bottom middle band forward. Don't forget to loop that last one straight or things will fall apart. So after you've done that, you may want to take a second and push these down. Make sure that you didn't forget to flip any of those greens. If you did, you can flip them right now. And now we're going to come back to the beginning and we're going to loop. It's not technically a border, it's kind of like a border inside the bracelet, but we're going to loop the white band. So starting down here at the cat band, we're going to loop these diagonal bands back to themselves. So out to the right and out to the left. And now you can do one set at a time, or you can just alternate and work side by side, which is what I'm going to do today. So it doesn't matter which side you start on, but I'm going to grab the bottom white band on the right pin and loop it up. And do the same on the left. Once you do that, we need to flip those navy blue bands over. So it's the second and third band down, right in here. It's actually easier to grab from the back, but I wanted to show you grabbing it there. Or you can just reach right here next to the pin. You kind of, I guess, have to be good with your hook. I'm just used to doing it this way. So make sure you're only grabbing two if you are doing it that way, and flip the two blues over. Once you flip them, you're going to go back into the pin. You're grabbing the very bottom band, my white band, and looping it forward. There's only white on that pin, so make sure you're grabbing the very bottom one. So we'll loop that up, and now we will flip over the navy blue, which is the second and third band down on those pins. I'm going to go back to looping the bottom band. And flipping my navy blue. We will do this all the way up the loom. I wanted to hop back on since I am at the top of my loom. I just flipped the last navy blue that I have. So we're just going to continue looping the very bottom white up. We have nothing to flip over on the top pin here. So we're just going to reach down and grab the very bottom white and bring it to the center, which will finish it off. Once you do that, you're going to grab that loose band that we laid at the beginning. We're going to bring both ends together, and you can either temporarily C-clip it or just put it on your hook. Once you take it off of the loom, then you can go ahead and do your extension. You can use 2 pins on the loom, you can use an auto loom or your hook to make an extension. I'm not going to do one today, but I will put one in this video, the little eye right here, if you need to see how to do that. So once you take it off of the loom, I like to give it a little bit of a stretch and also pull on the cap band. Sometimes it gets a little wonky down there. So that is how you create the gorgeous Siwa bracelet, created by Gabrielle on Instagram. Her Instagram is garamanic_cosplays. I will have it linked in this video. Don't forget to give her page a look, and also don't forget to tag her and myself so we can check out your rendition. I know she would love to see it, so would I. I'm really excited she let me do another one of her tutorials. I think they are fabulous. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to hit that like button down below. That will be it for today, you guys. I really do thank you for watching, and I'll see you really soon at my next tutorial. Thank you. Bye.